Chattanooga honored the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King with Simone Sanders.
Mocs learned how to dress for success.
The Blue Ribbon Awards honored faculty around campus. I'm Jemiah Beatty.
And I am Shirley Slundy, and your news starts now. Chattanooga residents flooded the streets to honor the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The 49th annual MLK March and Parade, hosted by the Unity Group of Chattanooga, was held on Monday, January 21st. Organizations from all over Chattanooga, even from UTC campus, came out in solidarity and marched from Olivet Baptist Church to Tivoli Theater. There were also several volunteer opportunities throughout the day for those in a helping mood.
CNN commentator Simone Sanders was the keynote speaker for MLK Celebration Day at UTC. A champion for women and a communication consultant, Sanders spoke about how to be a radical revolutionary like Dr. King in today's world.
Dr. King understood that his work was not finished, and in the true spirit of being a radical revolutionary, he was willing to buck the status quo and take a risk, because it's taking a risk to talk about poor people. It was taking a risk to take on some of his allies, which I'll talk about later, but some of these same folks that stood with him in the civil rights movement, in the fight for integration, in the fight for voting rights, to take those people on and say, you know what? We need fair housing. We need jobs. That's a risk. He was bucking the status quo. And I would venture to say, ladies and gentlemen, we need a few more radical revolutionaries in the room who are willing to buck the status quo. We need some folks that are willing to take risks. We need people that are willing to do things that aren't necessarily popular, but what is right. That's what part of being a radical revolutionary is. I have to ask you, how many of us are just going with the flow of progress?
Sanders also commented about the government shutdown.
The government is shut down. It's unfortunate. Today is the second paycheck that more than 800,000 federal workers are missing. And in most recent polling, many folks were asked, they were like, how many paychecks can you miss before it becomes dire for you and or your family? And people said 2. They are now missing 2 paychecks. I think it's really important that the government gets back open and we can negotiate on immigration reform and border security after the government is open.
The Mocs are suiting up.
Our Amala Hallen is here with the story.
And last but not least,
the Mocs donned on their best dress for a preview of Suit Up. Students had the opportunity to model what to wear for a professional career through JCPenney. JCPenney hosted a fashion show in the UC to help preview their event. Students were able to model some of the clothes that they could wear for interviews, jobs, and more in the show. Megan Bean, the event coordinator for JCPenney, shared the goal for Suit Up and what students can expect at the event.
JCPenney Suit Up is where JCPenney and Hamilton Place Mall will shut down their store and reopen it for UTC students and alumni. They will be able to receive one-on-one fashion advice on how to dress professionally for an interview or an actual job position. And they will receive 40% off of their total ticket price. So for the guys, if a tuxedo is already 40% off, they will receive an additional 40% off of their total ticket price to make it 80% off total.
Suit Up will be hosted at JCPenney from 6:30 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. on this upcoming Saturday. This has been Emily Hallen with Mocs News.
UTC honored the 2018 Blue Ribbon Award winners on January 24th. UTC awarded 7 people certificates for their hard work and a special luncheon. The Blue Ribbon Awards is a program honoring staff members that go above and beyond for their jobs.
Movie buffs can rejoice now that a film festival has made its way to Chattanooga. The 7th annual Lookout Wild Film Festival began yesterday at Tivoli Theater and will continue until this Sunday, the 27th. The festival is a celebration of nature and outdoors and hopes to inspire people to cherish the wild places of the earth. Tickets for individual viewings are $12.50, while weekend passes are $40 and VIP weekend passes are $60. For more information on the event, you can call 423-757-5580. Shirlise, I don't know about you, but I think the Mocs need some sunshine.
That's right, Jeremiah. I hope we will see a change, and soon. Our Stephen McAllister has the weather report.
Thanks, ladies. Mocs, it's going to be another cold week, so get those jackets and bundle up. But do not fret, we will see a little sunshine in the coming days. Friday, we're going to see a high of 42 and a low of 24. Saturday, it's going to be partly cloudy skies with a high of 47 and a low of 31. Sunday, we have a high of 50 and a low of 32, but we will see light showers, but don't worry because it's not going to be anything too bad. And kicking off next week, expect more of the same with a high of 55 and a low of 37. That's it for the weather. Back to the news desk.
The Mocs had an interesting week in sports.
That's right, Jeremiah. Our Bailey Biddle has this week's sports news.
Thanks, guys. Last week, your Chattanooga Mocs cheerleading squad traveled to Orlando, Florida for the 2019 Cheerleading and Dance National Championship at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. The Mocs squad competed in the Co-Ed Division 1A game day finals and came in 10th in the nation. The Mocs wrestling team won against VMI with a score of 32-8. The team had to adjust to many injuries, and freshman Mason Wallace stepped up, ending his match 4-2. Junior Trey Watson, a 165-pounder, moved up to a 184-pound category. There was an obvious difference in size, but that did not stop the junior from rising to his opponent. Although he finished 4-2, he received numerous claps and screams for pulling a very big move, facing a 184-pound opponent. If you want to keep on supporting the Mocs, you can catch them this Sunday at 12 against Davidson. The Mocs track team had their first showing of the new year. The UTC runner Kennedy Thompson set a Sanford open meet record in the mile last Saturday afternoon. Thompson was hustling as her mile time came in at 4 minutes and 58 seconds, finishing ahead of the previous record held by less than 1 second. The women's basketball team traveled to Mercer on Thursday night. With almost a career performance from sophomore Maya Long, the Lady Mocs still fell short against Mercer, losing their first game in Southern Conference play by a score of 65-58. The Lady Mocs are now 8-11 overall and 3-1 in the SoCon action. They will continue their crusade Saturday against Sanford. The men's basketball team was on the road against Furman on Thursday night. The Mocs struggled from the field, only converting 22 of their 55 shots. Junior Jerry Johnson Jr. led the team in total points with 13. The Mocs fell to yet another road opponent and are now 2-8 away from McKenzie Arena. The Mocs are now 10-11 on the season and look to bounce back against Wofford on Saturday. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
On Tuesday, the former first daughter, Chelsea Clinton, announced that she is expecting her third child with her husband, Mark Mazinski. Clinton already has 2 children, Charlotte, who is 4, and Aiden, who is 2. The new baby is expected to arrive later this summer.
The Chattanooga chapter of NAACP took to the streets Wednesday to address the relationship between the police and the community. 2 recent cases involving unnecessary force, police brutality called them to action. The members who marched hoped to bring about a discussion about accountability from the police department. The president of the NAACP also hopes that more African Americans can be hired in the years to come.
Earlier this week, a woman accused the singer Chris Brown of rape while he was in Paris. He was later arrested by the French police on the charges. Not too long after he was arrested, she came forward and said that she was not the one that accused him. She went on to say that the man who assaulted her had no relation with Chris Brown. He was released without facing any charges and was allowed to return to the U.S. At this point, Brown has decided to sue the accuser for a defamation of character.
It's been over a month since the government shutdown and federal workers are hanging in the balance. Americans are facing what is known as the longest government shutdown in history. With some employees back at work, many are feeling the economic pressures. Federal workers were furloughed or had to work without pay, leaving many to fend for themselves. Millions sell their belongings or rely on donations to keep their necks above water. With hundreds of federal workers feeling the heat, many are getting permission to skip work due to the financial impact.
That does it for this edition of Mocs News. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you check out our website, mocsnews.com, throughout the week.
And make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great weekend from all of us here at Mocs News.